Today's class will be a yoga practice with no weight on our hands or our knees. So we won't come down to our hands and knees at all. We will begin the practice standing and then come down to a seat and then end lying down on our backs. So whether you're dealing with joint pain, arthritis, recovering from surgery, or maybe you just want to give your wrists and your knees a break, whatever your situation is, I hope today's class meets you where you are right now. Begin standing today at the top of your mat in mountain pose. Arms down by your sides, lifted chest, feet about hip distance apart or so, whatever's comfortable. And we'll begin with some simple sun breaths, connecting movement to breath. Sweep your arms out and up as you inhale. And exhale as the arms come back down by your sides. Inhale, reach up, maybe a little lift of the chest at the top. Exhale, back down. It's like we're scooping up energy. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, back down. Okay, and this time reach out and up as you inhale. Let's take hold of our left wrist with our right hand and then just gently pull up and over to the right in a nice side bend. So you're getting an opening down the left side of the body. Hold here for a moment. Breathe smoothly and feel the space in between every rib. And then we'll release that, stretch both arms up, and then release your arms down by your sides for just a moment. Circle your shoulders back before the other side. And then on your next inhale, sweep your arms out and up. This time we take the left hand around the right wrist and just gently pull up and over. This time we're going over to the left for a side bend, opening up the right side of the body. We have little muscles in between each rib that help us breathe, so we're stretching those for ease of breath. And then release, reach both arms up. This time, bring your hands together and down through heart center as we hinge forward to a forward fold. Now this is our first one, so bend the knees generously here. Let your upper body hang, let your neck release. And then ground through your feet. We're just going to scoop right back up to stand, sweeping your arms out and up. Breathe in, and then breathe out, hands through heart center, coming down into your fold. This time, maybe we take our hands behind our calves and just pull gently to create a little more depth here in this fold. On your next inhale, sweep your arms out and up to rise. Hands through heart center as you fold, maybe taking hold behind your legs. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Let's do one more. Inhale to rise. Maybe a little back bend at the top, engaging our glutes. And then exhale, fold all the way down. Settling into ragdoll, toe heel your feet out to the width of the mat or just a wider position that feels good. Reach your hands for opposite elbows and let your whole upper body hang heavy. Maybe we sway side to side. I like to shift my weight from one foot to the other. And then release your arms back down to the mat. We can toe heel our feet back in a bit. Set up your halfway lift here. So halfway lift is not just literally lifting up halfway. We're lengthening the spine, almost like a flat back, a little broadening in the collarbone. And then on your next exhale, release back down into your forward fold. Coming up to stand slowly, sweeping arms out and up, maybe a little back bend at the top. This time, twist your body to the right, arms in T's. And then inhale, come back up through center, lifting up tall. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, back up. Twist one more time each side. Inhale, we lift up out of the hips and find length. Exhale, we twist. Inhale, through center, forward fold as we exhale. Halfway lift, long spine. And then exhale, release back down into your fold. Take your time to rise on the inhale. This time, we're going to sit down into chair pose. Now, this can be very light. This does not have to be deep, especially if you are dealing with some kind of knee joint discomfort. There's no need to force depth that doesn't feel good in our body. So let's shift our weight back to the heels. Let's get some of the pressure off those knees. Plant through the heels, all three corners of each foot really, but especially the heels. And then try to stretch the mat out between your heels without letting your knees fall inward to touch, okay? And then maybe we sit back lower only if it feels good. It can be challenging for the muscles, but we want it to feel good in the joints. Maybe we sit lower or maybe we stay a little more elevated. Breathe. And then on your next breath in, rise up. On your breath out, forward fold. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Breathe out as you melt down. And then let's rise, arms out and up. This time, sit down into a chair as you twist to the right. We're going to stay in the chair, but reach your arms back up through center. Breathe in. Twist to the left as you breathe out. We are shifting the weight back to the heels, sending those hips back. Inhale up through center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. And then one final time to reach up. This time you can straighten your legs, take a little back bend, inhale, and then just release your hands down to heart center as you exhale. Check in with how you're feeling and how that movement and flow felt in your body. And then we'll step our left foot back behind us for warrior one. The front knee is bent, the back foot's at a slight angle. Just adjust until everything feels good in your body. It doesn't have to be super deep. And then we lift the chest. Take your arms into this cactus shape, like a 90-degree angle goalpost. Okay, and we're just going to press the arms gently back for a little opening in the chest. Take a breath in. Breath out, straighten the front leg and press your forearms together. Inhale, bend and open. Exhale, straighten the leg and press. Maybe we tuck our chin and round a little bit here. Inhale, come back through that opening as we bend the knee. Exhale, press the forearms and tuck a little bit. One more, inhale and exhale. This time, let's keep that leg straight, but lengthen the spine, bring our hands back to heart center, and hinge forward into pyramid pose. So keep that leg straight, long, flat back, and we're really actively sending our hips back behind us, especially the right hip. You can leave your hands at your heart here. We'll be here for a few breaths. Or maybe you release your hands down to the leg. And if you can keep that long spine, maybe we slide the hands down a little lower. Tune into your breath as we hold this posture. To come out of this, let's bend the front knee, really ground through the feet. And then rise back up to full warrior one, stretching the arms up past your ears, a little lift of the heart. One more breath in, and then a breath out as we step forward and bring both hands together in front of your heart. Just kind of shake out your legs, and then we'll step the right foot back. front knee bends, and with this bend, we want it to feel good in our body, right? So no, you don't have to go really far deep if that doesn't feel good. You can keep a lighter bend in the knee. See what works for your body. Ground through both feet equally. So a lot of times I see everyone shift forward like this. Let's really root through that back foot as well. And then take your arms into that cactus shape and open the chest, pressing the arms gently back. Breathe in here. Breathe out, straighten the front leg, and press your forearms together. Inhale to open. Exhale to press and straighten, maybe bringing a little rounding into the shoulders. Inhale and exhale. Let's do one more. Breathe in and breathe out. And then keep that front leg straight. Bring your hands to your heart. Lengthen the spine. Send the hips back behind you as you hinge forward into your pyramid pose. Maybe releasing the hands down to the leg. Maybe letting the hands slide down the leg a little bit more without really forcing flexion rounding here. I really want you to have that length through the spine. Settle in here. Feel your breath in and out the nose. Let's bend the front knee, ground through the feet, sweep the arms back up, a little lift of the chest, inhale, exhale, step forward. Take a moment here of stillness before we move on, connecting with your breath. Maybe sending the breath a little lower down in your body, down to the belly, down to the lower ribs. And then we'll come to a seat from here. However you want to get down, please take your time. And once you're there, we'll bring our feet out in front of us. Setting up for boat pose or Navasana. Bring your feet in together to touch and your knees if you're able. Take your hands behind the thighs. We will sit up tall, lifting the chest on the inhale, and keep that length as we lean back to a diagonal. And you can stop wherever you like, where you're feeling a little engagement in the abdominals, but no pain or pulling in your low back. See how it feels to extend the arms out in front of you with the palms open. And this might be plenty. This might be enough work in the core for you. So just breathe here. Every exhale, it's like you're drawing in instead of puffing out. Okay, but maybe you want a little more. In that case, we'll lift our shins. And then if you feel like this is so much hip flexors, you can start to lengthen out. Now this is more challenging, but it will allow your core to take more of the work. So find your challenge and hold, your version of the pose. Make sure you are breathing. Just a couple more breaths. Shaking is a good thing. And then release your feet down, come up to a seat, and then let your knees open out to butterfly, Baddha Konasana, sitting up tall on our sit bones. Resting your hands wherever you like. We'll take a breath in here, and then breath out as we hinge forward. And then when you need to breathe in again, let's pause. And exhale, we come down a little deeper. Let's stay with that. Stay with the breath. Every exhale, we melt down a little more into the pose. Letting your breath lengthen. Drawing your exhales out a little longer than your inhales. This is where we really start to slow things down. See if you can let your head fully release, no tension in the neck and shoulders. We'll be here for a few more moments, just relaxing into the pose. Slowly roll up to a seat, and then come to lie down on your back. So you're welcome to put a blanket under your head for support. Make yourself as comfortable as you can. And then we'll bring our feet hip distance apart with the knees bent. Take your arms down by your sides, setting up for bridge pose. We'll take dynamic bridge today. So root through your feet, and then on your inhale, lift the hips, and if your shoulders feel okay today, stretch your arms up past your ears as well. And then exhale, everything comes back down to the mat at the same time. So try to touch your palms down as your hips touch the floor as you run out of breath. A lot to play with. Inhale, lift, and exhale to lower. And just play with that, explore that for a few moments. And the next time everything comes down, leave your arms down and we'll just press our hips up. This time, maybe we shuffle our shoulders under us a little bit so the heart can rise up towards the chin. And follow the path of the breath as you breathe. On your next exhale, roll down the spine. Once your hips are down, toe heel your feet out a little wider to the width of the mat and stretch your arms out. You can take a cactus position like a goalpost or a tease, and then let your knees windshield wiper side to side. And let them fall all the way over to each side. And then next time your knees come up through center, you can bring them both up into your chest and take your hands on the knee joints and guide the knees around in circles away from one another and back together. Big hip circles. Take your circles the other way. And then next time your knees draw into the chest, take your hands behind the right thigh, interlace your fingers, and you can plant the left foot down on the mat and just kick the right leg as straight up to the sky as you can. And if it feels a little tight, maybe we bend and straighten the leg a few times to ease into this stretch. And then eventually let's hold it up as straight as we can, keeping the breath flowing, the shoulders soft, point and flex through your foot. And then ankle rotation, circle through your ankle. Other way. Okay, and then we'll bend the right knee into our chest, stretch the left leg out long on the mat, and move into supine twist. So take your left hand on the knee, and guide it across your body for a twist. Right arm stretches out, any nice open shoulder position. So maybe the palm open instead of planted down. Gaze over to the right. You can use this hand on your right knee to draw it down a little closer to the floor if that feels good. And then take a few deep breaths here as we settle into our twist. Draw your knee back into center, and then we'll bring the left knee up to meet it. So both knees back into the chest. If you'd like to rock a couple of times to reset, do that. And then take your hands behind the left thigh this time. You can plant the right foot down on the mat, and maybe we bend and straighten the left leg a few times. And then after a few reps of that, let's straighten the leg straight up to the sky, as straight as you can get it. It's okay if it's still bent. Soften the shoulders down and then begin to point and flex through your foot. And just notice how even though our movement is coming from the ankle and the foot, you may feel this in many other places, especially if you're tied along the backs of the legs. It's just one small example of how everything in our body is connected. Circle through your ankle, really working through your full range of motion, whatever that might be today. Take your circles the other way. And then we will bend the knee into the chest, straighten the right leg out long on the mat, and guide the left leg across your body for your supine twist. Left arm stretches out, and maybe we gaze to the left if that feels good on your neck. Connecting with your breath here. Draw your knee back up through center. We'll hug it in, bring the right knee up to meet it. And again, one final rock side to side. Come back through center, back to stillness. Squeeze in tight, wrapping yourself into a tiny, tight little ball, bringing as much tension to this shape as you can. Take a breath in here. And then on your breath out, release and stretch out into your Shavasana. You can take any comfortable position you'd like to take today. But give yourself a few moments to just let go and rest. Intentionally let go of all the work from our session today, all of the focus and trying. Let your mind and your body rest. And you can stay here for as long as you like, but if you're ready to move on to the rest of your day, you can come up to a seat and take a moment to just check in with how you're feeling. How did your practice today shift your energy? How did it affect your body, your mind? Tune in and notice those subtle changes. And then bring your palms together, touching in front of your heart. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste. I release new yoga videos for healthy and vibrant aging every single week. So if you enjoyed this class and want more, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.